Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 394. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to finish our adventure through Eldraine by talking about some fairy stuff. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're back from Vegas.
Oh.
Clearly, that has actually happened already, and we are not traveling in any way through time. We have got some stories to tell, some people to thank, a very interesting deck that I'm going to compare to one of my own decks as we talk about it. Yeah, buddy, I'm super into my new Boros deck. We're going to talk about, teaser, a Boros deck today. Before we get to any of that stuff, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all of your gaming needs.
Very much so. You can go there, use CCO Summer promo code, get 5% off on the stuff that we talk about all day.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy any Magic cards, it would behoove you monetarily to go FusionGamingOnline.com, use the promo code, spend less money.
Now, maybe people are on the fence right now, Ryan. Let's just have the conversation right now. Do you play Magic?
I do.
Do you use cards to play Magic?
I do.
Do you buy them?
Yes.
Do you want to pay less for them?
I do.
FusionGamingOnline.com, special promo code CCO Summer. Save 5% off all the shit you're going to buy anyway.
Yes. And if it's your first time in the nation, CCO Nation, welcome. You can use CCO Perks promo code, get 10% store credit kickback when you spend $100 Canadian or more. That's like $14 American.
You're going to spend that, and you're going to buy one solid card? Do it.
Now,
Maybe two.
When you get your store credit kickback, you can use store credit and CCO Summer, and you can combine the free credit with savings.
Spend money once, spend less money every time after that.
That's a good deal.
It's good stuff.
Yep. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, board games, D&D stuff, dice sleeves,
Deck boxes.
booster boxes.
Yeah.
They got it all.
You want to do booster boxes? Send it to me. I'll open them on the BBO on the CCO YTC, then mail your stuff off to you. I color sort the commons and uncommons / chaff, and I will alphabetize your rares for you because I think it's fun.
That's it. CCO Brando on Twitter, DM him or get after him if you want Brando to open up your booster box on the channel, and he'll send you the cards. Or if you don't got Twitter, CommanderCookout@gmail.com.
I also sleeve the money rares if you get any.
Oh.
So that they don't get dinged up in the transfer process.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, speaking of sales and deals and stuff, over on CommanderCookout.com,
CommanderCookout.com.
we have got the remainder of the summer line. Now, this show is being recorded in the future, so I hope I don't have any of it. But if we do, summer t-shirts, $5 off.
Yeah.
That's the white and the teal and the yellow ones.
So cool.
$5 off with
I
the
love my
fancy
yellow t-shirt.
with this fancy writing on it.
Yeah.
And we've got stickers, 15% off.
Yeah.
And we've got free shipping if you spend over $50.
Ooh.
Canadian.
Which is, again, like, wait, it's $100, 14. That's $7 American.
Carry the two.
That's real math.
Yep.
That's science I just did.
We're getting ready to do or launch the fall line. I'm still investigating at this point in history, like jackets and flannels and stuff, because the one I ordered from Japan ended up being way too small. Now my wife wears it.
Yeah.
And the merch guy that I go through wanted way too much for flannels. So anybody who asks for a flannel, it's in the works. I'm still working on it, but I don't want to have to charge everybody's $900 for a CCO flannel or jacket, because that's not fair to anybody. And nobody would buy it because it would be way too much.
That's right.
But we've got stuff. The patrons got an early look and a chance to buy some. And anybody who comes to Face-to-Face Games Tour Weekend in Calgary,
That's
this weekend.
This Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, I should have, well, any fall stuff that I do have, anything that came in, which includes new gaming supplies, new Brando tokens, and the first wave of the fall stuff will all be on sale there. You can get it.
I'm so excited for the tokens. I'm so excited. I hope everybody likes them. I'm really excited.
Yeah, they will. They will.
They're pretty funny. Hey,
well, back in the day, remember before we gave out stickers and like our main tokens?
Yeah.
When people signed up on Patreon, patreon.com/CCO Podcast, they could get Brando altar tokens.
Yeah.
And that just, so many people wanted them that it became hard to manage.
Yeah, there was lots
the
of them.
emails would come in, or the Patreon messages would come in, or I would send out a thanks, and people would be like, I want this, and can you get him to draw this, and I want this. And then people were messaging me on Twitter, hey, can you get Brando to draw me like a snake or a goblin? And I'm like,
I'm on Twitter, you guys.
CCO Brando.
Yeah.
So it became a little bit much, and I don't like to say that, but hopefully we've solved that with these new tokens that are coming. And Brando can sign them, or you can get them at shows and events, or we can give them out for the booster pack game.
And they're so fun.
We can give them out for new Patreon pledges or supporters. Give them out on Sidewalk Slam coming up.
I really hope everybody likes them. I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. Rebecca was like, why do people want these? I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Well, they'll have little stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll go over them on maybe on the bonus episode if we get some. We'll show them off.
Oh, yeah, next month bonus. Yeah, when we actually have them.
Yeah.
And if you're familiar with what Brando altars look like, they are better than what you think.
Yes.
So I'm excited for Sidewalk Slam coming up too.
Me too, yeah.
New microphones, second camera option. We got a couple guests lined up, like local
2.
people, and there's a fuzz floating around my face. You'd see that if you were watching on YouTube,
which it should be.
Yeah, Joe works hard. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe too. We've talked for like 6 minutes. We haven't even mentioned the commander yet.
You mean Kellen the Fae-Blooded?
Yes, I do.
Didn't open one of these. Haven't seen one opened yet.
Oh, maybe they don't exist.
Maybe they're not even real. Who can say?
Give it a read.
He's a 2/2 double striker for red 2. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 for each aura and equipment attached to him. Also has an adventure for white 1 called Birthright Boon. It's a sorcery. Search your library for an aura or equipment. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Shuffle your library. Now,
Birthright Boob?
That's what I said.
Man, I lost that when my son was born.
Dang. Man, that's how birthrights work, though, my guy.
Yeah, I know.
So we were talking off the air before the show started. Here's some interesting things you can do with Kellen and the command tax when you can turn your
this is cool stuff.
commander into an instant or sorcery. You can go
Birthright Boob. Yep.
Put him into the adventure zone, then cast Kellen for 3.
3.
Or-
regular like you would cast a normal ass adventure, and then the real card.
Or you can go Birthright Boob for 2, and instead of putting him in the adventure zone,
When it resolves, because it's changing zone from stack to exile adventure zone.
goes back to command zone, where you can then Birthright Boob for 4, paying the command tax. And after that resolution, you can put him in the adventure zone and play Kellen for 3.
So 2 and 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9. You've tutored 2 auras or equipments, and you've got a 2/2 double striker that makes all your team bigger.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad at all.
That's lots of what do the kids call it? Value.
You get all that glitters and Hero's Blade, and now you've got a 6/4 fucking double striker that's probably a 8/4 double striker that makes your team get +2/+2. That's pretty good for 9.
You know what I like? I like frickin' Commander's Plate and Eldrazi Conscript.
Well, but you got to pay way more for those.
Don't care.
This is Boros, man. We don't have that kind of mana.
Make mana.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Just play like
We're not even playing Smothering Weeb.
Oh.
Oh, also, we figured it out. We figured it out at EDH, and I think it was before you showed up.
What was it?
Because there's the Smothering Tithe Weeb card, right?
Oh, yeah,
Where
hashtag
she's
Weeb stuff.
Licking her fingers, and it's all sexual and stuff. Remember when we used to call it Smothering Thighs?
Yes.
That's what's happening in that card. Because there's no tithing. There's no taxing. She's not bullying somebody into giving her money.
All
She's
thighs.
sitting on somebody's face
All
behind
thighs.
that text line.
Like Goldberry on the Lord of the Rings art.
Exactly like
Yeah, they should have put her on it.
Man, they should have put her on me.
Put her right on your face.
Absolutely.
Right on the face. Give you old carpet python.
If that doesn't make sense to you, check out last week.
Yeah, anybody who didn't see that last week. Okay, so we don't have a booster pack game this week because we're recording 2 shows in a row, but we do have to thank one Mr. Drake Frost Experience Smith.
Oh, yeah, I love that guy. Is he going to be in Vegas this year?
He is not.
Oh, damn it.
No, he's... Oh, wait, I got a cramp in my leg.
Oh, I'm
Jeez,
raging.
Drink more beer.
I am raging right now.
Oh,
I'm
man,
very upset.
my hamstring is raging. He is not. He's probably got a wrestling show where he's squashing some no-name or no hometown.
Just hoping. And one of the bucks. I just want to see him beat up one of the bucks.
I want him to give somebody a carpet python or a ring python. Give him the old apron python. Ooh, that's the hardest part of the ring.
Hardest part of the ring, yeah.
Hardest part of my body. Not anymore.
That's like being between a rock and a hard place. Like, which way do you go? Your dick versus the apron of the ring.
Oh no, that's
which
like
one breaks first?
Being caught between the apron and Drake's foot. Oh, that's worse. The hammer and the anvil? No, the apron and a foot.
Yes.
Okay, well, we talked about Calgary, the tour thing. Did we say use CCO code and you get a $5 off your Commander package?
That's a free game.
Yes, and we'll place you in that game. We're gonna have a booth.
Yep.
With the merch, and we'll be placing games. We'll be there with Wizards of the North, among others.
And they're fine.
Yeah, it's 7 out of 10 probably.
Yeah, okay.
And you can come and play. And if you're scared, I'm not good enough, I'm too new, or whatever it is, we'll put you in a casual game, and nobody's playing to like win money or nothing there. It's just like people showing up with like 1,000 other people to play Commander.
Yeah. I aggressively make sure that people are there to have fun.
Yes.
People have seen it.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It is fun. And it is fun.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Or else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he said.
Don't make me use my or else voice.
So we got Kellen the Fae-Blooded.
Kellen gonna do some killing.
Do we want to quickly do the ramp and then we'll flip over to like cards proper? We got a ramp section. We got card draw, recursion. It's all broken down, but the ramp I think looks pretty easy.
Okay, Joe, get ready to smash some cards onto the screen. If you're watching or if you're listening on podcast with your brain, get some pictures in your head. Check this out.
I love smashing.
Talisman of Conviction, Sol Ring, Land Tax, Knight of the White Orchid, Gift of Estates, Felwar Stone, Boros Signet, Arcane Signet. Bang.
That's
done.
8 ramp. Knight of the White Orchid, ETBs, and finds you a plains.
And as a knight, that's if another player has more land than you.
Oh, yeah, so if you didn't go first.
Yes.
Which, I mean, you probably didn't.
Yeah. The odds
because you suck.
You're bad at die rolling. You rolled a 1, you went last.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Let's do the draws too.
Hold on. Let's do Gift of Estates real quick because I don't even know what that does.
Gift of Estates?
I don't remember what that one is.
Gift of Estates is a sorcery for white 1.
Oh, I know what this
If an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for up to 3 plains cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library.
That's land tax 1 time. It was originally printed like in Weatherlight and was super expensive, right?
Yes. And then they reprinted it as a Strixhaven Mystical Archives. And now it's affordable, just like we're going to talk about on the bonus episode tomorrow.
Yeah, it was printed again too. Whatever the printing is in this deck, MB1. What is that?
MB. That's
that's Commander.
This is Commander something.
That's
C14.
14. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've had a few printings of Gift of Estates. It's land tax times 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Which technically is what you need.
Let's do the draw.
Let's do the draw section. We have SRAM Senior Artificer. That's a 2/2 for 2. Whenever you cast an order, equipment, or vehicle, you draw a card.
Yep.
Pure Steel Paladin. Cast an equipment, draw a card, and your equipment costs 0 to equip. That's very important.
Of note, just real quick, we've seen 2 or 3 knights already.
Yes.
Kellen is a fairy knight.
Yep.
And we've seen Pure Steel Paladin, and we've seen Knight of the White Orchid.
All knights.
Just keep that in mind.
Not a knight, but I think this guy's been outclassed, and I'm not sure from where just yet, but I'm convinced that Mentor of the Meek has just been
2/2 for 3.
outclassed.
Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under control, pay 1, draw a card.
There's got to be better.
There
than
is.
Now.
It's the vampire. When you play a small guy, you draw a card, but it only triggers once per turn.
Is it white?
It's a like a 2/2 flyer for 3 that when you cast a small guy, or when a small guy ETBs, you draw a card.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to pay, but it only triggers once per turn, which is kind of how often Mentor of the Meek triggers, how often you pay for it.
Yeah, not often do you see you paying Mentor of the Meek more than once in a turn, because your Boros deck, you got other stuff you want to use your mana for.
Yes.
You could also play, and I like this one, Lady of Laughter. She costs a lot more, but if you're having permanents enter the battlefield under your control, you just draw cards. Wow. And she's a 4/4 that flies. And there's a frog in the art.
Whoa.
10 out of 10 card. I don't own one yet, but I will.
All positives, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, did we take care of all the business? We thanked the patrons, or we effed the patrons. We told them to go to Calgary.
We did.
We talked about some magic stuff.
Sure did. Even sent some cards.
Talked about some magic. I don't know. I think that's it. Let's flip over. We thanked Drake. We talked about his feet.
We got a couple minutes. Let me tell a magic story.
Okay, we're going to do it in the middle of the deck tech?
We are.
Okay,
Let me tell you an EDH and M Magic the Gathering story.
That's EDH Night Magic.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I've been playing this Wolfguard deck, double combat triggers.
Sure.
Right? And I've been really digging on it, and I'm trying to see if it's too much. I've had a couple of games where everything went my way, and I Selvala into an Ulamog on turn 4.
Oh yeah, we heard that story.
And it's too much.
Yeah.
So I plays it again last week, and I'm going along, and it's like, okay, there's no way that this is going to happen again. There's no way I'm just going to Selvala into an Ulamog again.
Oh.
And so I just mana dorked into the new Threaten guy. He steals an opponent's guy, turns it into a 10/10 with Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 2. And it is also a 10/10 with Trample and Annihilator 2.
Oh, it's like the new Eldrazi guy, right?
Yes.
That makes your guy Eldrazi Conscription.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
And in my case, it also had Haste.
Where did you get that card? Isn't that only in the precon?
Cracked that shit out of a pack, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Where's
buddy.
the BBO of that one?
That was the one that got wrecked.
Oh. Of course it was.
Got
The
deleted.
time you opened a good card.
Got time opened a good one. So I had 20 power worth of guys combined across Annihilator 8, plus a 16/16 Wolfguard attacking and a 3/3 Beast token.
Oh.
On
Wow.
like turn 6. So I ended somebody's game, essentially, because I blew them all the way out. They had no permanence left. I put somebody to, if I hit you with my commander again, which I'm going to, you're going to die. And then the other guy just said he wouldn't kill whatever I played if I didn't attack him that turn with anything bigger than a beast. And then I attacked him with the Eldrazi's the next turn anyway and got him too.
Did you win that game?
Sure did.
Oh. I was going to say, that is something that we might have to watch out for in this deck, because Kellen is going to get suited up, and then all your guys are going to get big.
Super swole chili, baby.
So let's check out some Super Swole Chili. We'll flip over to cards.
Let's do it.
Okay, we did some card draw, we did draw and we did
Ramp and draw.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do some protection, because that's we got protection and recursion.
And removal.
Oh yeah, there we go. Let's do them all. Okay, so for protection, we've got Flawless Manure. That's if you control your commander, you cast it for free, and creatures you control get indestructible to end a turn.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. B Charm, that's Boros Charm. Choose one for 2 mana. 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanent you control get indestructible. Target creature gain double strike.
Both those things are okay.
Yeah, our commander already got double strike, but maybe somebody else is like super suited up.
Getting in there, yeah.
Yeah, but probably indestructible.
Yes.
And then we've got Unbreakable Formation. When this card came out, I touted it as being a good card, and everybody was like, no, this card sucks.
Was I one of the people that said it sucks? Because I think it's good too.
You said that it wasn't good because, like, the addendum to it
Yeah.
was like, oh, you got to cast it on your turn. Is it that big of a surprise? It's not Flawless Manure, blah, blah, blah. But it's 3 mana, instant. Creatures you control gain indestructible till end of turn, which is already literally Flawless Maneuver.
Yep.
But also, if you cast it on your turn, put a +1 counter on each of those creatures, and they also gain vigilance.
During your main phase.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's important.
Yes, main phase. Which is fine. I'm going to cast this for defense when I need to, regardless of whether my guys get big or not.
We could also be playing Deflecting SWAT, but we're not.
Deflecting SWAT and Flawless Maneuver.
Yeah.
Manure.
Correct. For remover,
Sure.
we have Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile. We're also playing an Hour of Reckoning as a sweeper. I would suggest possibly playing the, is it Winds of Wrath?
Winds of Wrath is destroy all non-enchanted creatures. That's a good one.
I think that one might, destroy all non-token creatures is pretty good also, and it has Convoke in Hour of Reckoning.
Yes.
But
Well,
because they're all tapped and shit.
let's keep an eye out for tokens in this deck, though.
Let's check it out. Okay, so we've got removal, protection, recursion. We have 1 card in Unfinished Business.
I kind of like the name of that. I had some unfinished business. I got some shit I got to take care of. Okay, so this is a sorcery for green? No. White 3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the B. That's good. Then return up to 1 target aura and or equipment card from your graveyard and attach it to that guy.
2. 2 auras and or equipments.
2 target auras or equipments. That's twice as good.
That's a very good card. It's a very, very
That
good
card doesn't mess around. Can I tutor stuff into my graveyard?
You You're playing Boros, so yes, what you do is you tutor it to your hand and then play it, and then somebody kills it immediately, and then you get it back.
Oh.
That's how you do it.
Man, this would be good in Orzhov decks where you can just like entomb an Eldrazi conscription and then you unfinished business it.
Ooh.
Hey, there we go.
Speaking of tutors,
Yes.
let's talk about some.
I love tootin'.
Do you remember, Ryan, when we went to Vegas for the first or second time and everybody was just dumping their Stoneforge Mystics into the gutter, hey?
Oh, yeah, because they were banned.
$5, please take them. We need them out of our lives immediately. And as we're getting on the plane, they unbanned Stoneforge Mystic, and you could just hear all of the vendors just crying in unison, hey?
Yes, I remember it was you and I and Joel, and we were like...
Hungover as shit.
That was the one where we did the podcast from the hotel room with Joel with all the pillows around us. Remember at like 3 a.m?
Yeah.
Yes, because we didn't record a double episode. We were like, oh shit, we gotta record something. Joel, you want to do a cast?
Yeah.
And I had my microphone. And oh frick, yeah, we were on the plane and Joel and I were sitting beside each other, and we were like, dude, they just unbanned Stoneforge Mystic. And Joel was like, good thing I didn't just trade my foil play sets, plural, in to the vendors because the lineup was too long. And then we were like, you couple rows back, Brando, you see the unbanned Stoneforge Mystic? You're like, yeah, can you imagine the vendors? Oh man, yeah, because they went up. Joel's play set of Stoneforge Mystics that he didn't trade in went from
like $40 or $50
for the play set to like $180 each.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I just made $1,000. Oh, of course, the price spike was real and it went back down.
Yeah.
They're not worth that anymore. But for that first day, Joel was like,
oh yeah, he was.
I could go on another vacation like tomorrow if I sell these.
It was pretty cool. That was pretty fun.
So we got a Stoneforge Mystic. It tutors for a creature, an equipment, puts it onto the battlefield. Then also you can go white, 1, tap, attach an equipment to a guy.
That you tutors it to your hand, and then you can put one from your hand into play attached to a guy.
Oh.
No, just into play.
Man,
Jesus.
I was one step ahead of what Stoneforge Mystic does.
Yes.
Puts it into your hand, and then the ability puts it into the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it does.
Steel Shaper's Gift.
Tutor for an equipment.
Open the armory.
Tutor for an equipment, and put it into your hand.
Or aura.
Sure.
Moon-Blessed Cleric.
This is a 3/2 for 3. We've never played this card before. When Moon-Blessed Cleric ETBs, you may search your library for an enchantment card, put it into your hand.
Shuffle it, put it on top.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I don't know why I don't just read what the card says. I just assume that I know what it does.
This one has several lines of texts on it. One of which is it being a knight.
I'm going to read all of it.
Okay. Acclaimed Contender is the card.
Acclaimed Contender. Human Knight 3/3 for 3. When Acclaimed Contender enters the battlefield, if you control another knight, which we might.
Probably do.
Addendum. Kellen, not a knight.
Yes.
Yeah, just remember that. If you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a knight, aura, equipment, or legendary artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order.
Can you imagine if we're playing green and you just got the Great Henge?
Oh, yeah.
The most fairest, most balanced Magic card of all time?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
My Animar Great Henge, full art. I have no idea what that card does.
Oh man,
what else? Contender does a lot of stuff, eh?
Wow. Yes. What else do we have that's stuff? Let's do
some Anthys.
Okay, Anthems.
Wait a second.
What?
Tactical Advantage. We've got a
Sigarda's Aid?
Yes. This is auras and equipments get flash. So all your swords and pokey things turn into flashers.
Ooh.
Well, I like flashing.
Man, you know what this is one of those cards I forget about all the time.
Sigarda's Aid's really good. Yeah. Also, when equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you can attach it to a creature you control. Gives everything free equip.
That's just really good. You can play an equipment on your opponent's turn when they attack you, slap that shit onto a creature.
Yeah.
and then block with it. You could like use a skull clamp to chump block and draw 2
cards.
You could use a sword to just roast somebody.
Yes.
That's really damn good, man.
Yes. You could
use an Eldrazi conscription to just ruin somebody's day.
Well, that's not an equipment.
That's an aura, though. You may cast aura and equipment spells.
Holy crap, Sigarda's Aid. Okay, peep this. So Kellen's got double strike.
Yeah.
You flash in a Jeet and auto-equip it to him, and he does first strike damage. You get counters, then you pump or gain life with Jeet.
Yeah.
Man, Jeet's freaking good.
Or you attack with him, and then you put an Eldrazi conscription on him and just kill whoever you're attacking immediately.
What you said.
Yes. There's 2 cards in tactical advantage. The other one is Danitha, Capish, and Paragon. I feel like we went from a card that was awesome to a card that is probably less surprisingly cool.
Less surprising, but this card, the quality of this card is very high.
True.
2/2 for 3, Human Knight, so that matters. First strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, Aura, and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So now if we got this and Sigarda's Aid and a Skull Clamp, we just draw 2 cards for free.
Neat. All right.
Like 100% free. Free to cast, free to equip, guy dies, draw a card.
Okay, cool. Fine.
That's pretty good.
Fine, that's fine.
Yes.
All right, let's do some anthems.
Okay.
Because spoiler, we are going to do some creature tokens at some point, but not yet.
Yes.
First, a human knight in Valiant Knight.
Valiant Knight. Why is mine in a different order than yours?
I don't know. Let me tell you why I don't like this card, Ryan.
Sure.
Strictly because of the art. This is a picture of a lion, and then there's 2 guys, but the name refers to 1 guy.
That is a knight on his mount with his squire.
I hate everything about that. I just want the guy. Or I want this card to be a lion. Just put a helmet on the lion. He can be the knight.
Maybe.
Cat knight.
Oh, I was going to say maybe the cat is the knight, but it's a human.
Yeah.
Other knights you control get +1. And white 3 knights you control gain double strike until end of turn.
Kick ass.
That's pretty good.
Here's a card that I frickin' love. Roar of Resistance.
Roar of Resistance. That is my wife when I want to get frisky. Frick. Creatures you control have haste for 2 mana. It's already good. Whenever 1 or more creatures attacks, you could pay red 1. If you do, creatures attacking your opponents and or planeswalkers they control get +2/+0 until end of turn.
I like that it gives your creatures haste. I like that the name is cool, flavorfully with the set that it's from. I like that it can make your opponent's guys big when they're not attacking you.
Let's break this down. Whenever 1 or more creatures attack.
Yeah.
So I'm attacking F.U. Jesse, because of course I am.
Yeah.
Uncle Brando goes,
let me help.
My Roar of Resistance triggers and allows me to pay red 1. If I do, and I do,
yes.
This is me pantomiming you, all of Ryan's creatures get +2/+0, and Jesse eats a whole bag of dicks.
Yes. Precisely.
I like that.
That is such a cool card, and like again, it's so budget, it's so good that can't say enough good things about that card.
Sure.
Another card that's real good, Knight Exemplar.
Prominently showing a horse in about half of the art.
It's not a picture of a horse though. That's a knight on a horse. Not a picture of a lion with 2 jabronis on his back.
Okay. Well, non-jabroni exemplar is a first striking human knight. Other knights get +1 and have indestructible.
Oh. What the hell word is that? Kinsbally?
Kinsbale?
Kinsbale Cavalier?
That E on the end throws you off though, hey?
Yeah.
Kinsbale.
It's a 2/2 for 4 that gives your knights double strike.
It doesn't have a little accent over the A or the I though, so am I supposed to pronounce those 2 vowels together? Man, English is hard.
Yeah, English is a weird language, dude.
Other knights have double strike.
Inspiring Veteran.
Other knights get +1.
Inspiring Leader.
Commander creatures you own have creature tokens you control. Get +1/+1.
+2/+2.
+2/+2.
Much better than, it's 100% better than +1/+1.
That's like a meta anthem, hey? Like, I got to play that anthem, and then I have to play my commander, and my commander then gives my creatures +2/+2.
Yes.
Some meta shit right there.
It's pretty good.
So those are our anthems. We got to find out if we're playing more knights, which we probably are.
Definitely
and we have to find out if we're playing any tokes.
So where should we go next? Should we prove that we are playing token creatures, or should we talk about the stuff that Kellen's going to find for us to equip himself with and then make big.
Let's talk about the tokens, because remember, Kellen says other creatures you control get +1 for each aura and equipment on him. So let's demonstrate that we are actually making tokens.
Okay. Let's talk about a card that is...
And then we'll show that they're big.
I've had this card countered or destroyed immediately both times I've played it so far. Virtue of Loyalty.
Oh yeah, these virtues are good.
They're very good.
Okay, it's got Adventure. So the Adventure for white 1 is an instant that creates a 1/1 white knight creature with Vig.
2/2.
What did I say?
1/1.
It's a 2/2.
Yes.
It creates one of them.
Yes.
Yes.
1/2/2 with Vig.
Also, when you cast it from the Adventure Zone for white 3, it's an enchantment that says at the beginning of your end step, put a +1 on each creature, and they gain haste.
No, you untap them?
What did I say?
They gain haste.
Man, am I having a stroke?
I think maybe. Do you smell burnt toast?
Yes. No, I don't.
Okay, I was about to rush you to the hospital.
+1/+1 counter on each creature and untap them.
Oh, I love
They
that.
gain Sword of Vigilance.
Oh, it's so good. So you swing in with your Otri, Sun's Glory.
Sure.
Make 5 rebels that are all attacking. Then make them all bigger and untap them so you can block. So you punch somebody's fucking lips off, and when they try and attack you back, no.
You punch their lips so hard that they come out of their ass.
You punch them so hard they come out of their ass and land back on their face, and they have their shitty face lips, and then they try and get revenge because their lips are all shitty now, but they can't because you're going to block them. And you say, you want to see how hard I can punch? If they try and attack you, and they don't. Oh, that's a good card. That's a good card. The Circle of Loyalty.
This is a good one, too. Is this only from Jumpstart? Is this a Jumpstart only card?
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'm not even going to click on the card to find out.
I will.
This
No,
is
I will not.
white 4, legendary artifact. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each knight you control, which matters.
This is the white Great Henge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Also, creatures you control get +1/+1. Also, whenever you cast a legendary spell, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vig.
Meh.
Also, white 3 tap, create a white 2/2 with Vig.
Knight.
Well, that does lots of stuff.
That does almost as many things as the Great Henge. But of course, this one you'll notice that you'll have to put in some work. Whereas with the Great Henge, you just tap it, gain life, make mana, make a giant dude, and draw a card.
Is that what that card does?
I think so.
This card is 99 cents. Great Henge, not so much.
Not as much. Sky Knight Vanguard.
This is a knight. A sky one, if you will.
Yes.
It's a 1/2 flyer for 2. When it attacks, you create a 1/1 white soldier creature tapped and attacking. Oh, that's not very good, but we're going to play it because it's a knight, and it gives us more guys.
Silver Wing Squadron.
Human knight, star, flying, vigilance, power, and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control whenever Sky Wing, Silver Wing Squadron, Scaldron, whatever its name is, attacks. Create a number of 2/2 white knights with vigilance equal to the number of opponents you have.
That's pretty good.
2 or 3 probably.
Here's one that you'll like. Riders of Rohan.
I will, and I do. 4/4 for 5. Human knight enters the battlefield with 2 other 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste, and it's got dash.
Yeah.
So you could dash it in, and then it returns itself back to your hand, right?
Yes.
But you keep the tokens.
Correct.
Those tokens stay.
Yes.
Okay.
Rally at the Hornburg is another Lord of the Rings card.
Yes, and there's another one coming too.
Ooh.
This one is really good. I like this card. This is a sorcery for red 1. Create 2 1/1 white human soldier tokens. Humans you control gain haste until end of turn.
Neat.
Remember, most of our knights are humans.
And our commander's a human as well.
Really?
Yeah, he's a human fairy.
Oh yeah, he's a half guy.
Oath of Eorl.
Okay. This is a saga. White, red, 3, chapter 1, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens. Chapter 2, create 2 red human knight creature tokens, trample haste. 3, put an indestructible counter on up to 1 target human you control. You also become the monarch.
You don't have to control the human.
Oh, well, I'm going to put it on probably Kellen.
What if you don't have another human? And you have to give an indestructible counter to one of your opponent's dudes.
On up to 1. So
Does
I
it say
could
up to 1?
Yes, I could.
Oh.
I could put it on 0 and become the monarch.
Oh, that's sucky.
Yes.
Cowardly bullshit. Is
You
what
have to
that
read
is.
this one.
Wait, read what one? The sideways. Okay, fine. Invasion of Belenon. Okay. It's a battle for white 2. Enters the battlefield with 5 battle counters on it. When it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance. Then, if you waste a bunch of time attacking it instead of your opponents, it flips over into a Belenon War Anthem, which is an anthem.
Gives you creatures +1/+1?
Yep.
Sure.
Imodane's Recruiter.
Oh, it's got an adventure. The adventure, train troops.
Yep.
That's what Alex does. He's a train troop. And he trains troops.
For the trains, yes.
Yes. Okay. Sorcery for white 4. You create 2 2/2s, white knights with Vig. Also, when Imodane's Recruiter enters the battlefield after you adventure it, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn.
It's a Goblin Bushwhacker.
I love getting my bushwhacked.
That's true. Horn of Valhalla.
This is another adventure. Valhalla. They used a real world place name?
Yeah. In like a Dungeons and Dragons set.
That's interesting.
I don't understand that at all.
Okay. This is an adventure, sorcery, white X, create X, 1/1 white soldiers, and then it becomes an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1 for each creature you control. That's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
That's good with Kellen and our tokens because he's got double strike. Horny G, Horn of Gondor, another Lord of the Rings one. Guess they care about knights, hey?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, when Horny G enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 human knight soldier creature token, and you can go 3, tap, create X 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens where X is the number of humans you control.
Jesus.
We're just making lots of guys.
Gondor calls for aid.
Gondor calls for aid.
Hopeful Vigil.
Enters the battlefield, create 2/2 white knight human creature token with Vig. When it enters the bin, scry 2.
Yeah.
Also, white 2, sacrifice.
I actually don't hate that card. Me and 5 Color Mono White Angel Aaron used that in our 2-headed giant games. It was actually it was better than you think it is by reading it.
I love that it's just white 2 and the effect of the ability is sacrifice it.
Just get rid of it.
That is uniquely interesting.
Yes. I like stuff like that. History of Benalia.
History of Banana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chapter 1 and 2, you get a 2/2 white knight soldier creature with Vig. Chapter 3, knights you control get +2/+1 until end of turn.
Neat.
That's a mythic? Jeepers creepers.
Yep.
Mind you, you're getting 4 power for 3 mana, and then for 1 turn, you're actually getting way more.
Yeah.
Lots of damage in 20 life formats.
Hero of Butthole.
It's got Buttle Cry, and
That was well done.
you
I
go.
golf
There-
clapped to you,
there
sir.
we
That
go.
was excellent.
Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. That's what Butt Cry does.
Yes.
Yes. Also, when Hero of Butthold attacks, create 2 soldiers, 1/1s, that are tapped and attacking.
And then if you do it in the right order, they come in, then they get big. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I lost to that card the other day.
You notice that we're not playing Hanwar Garrison. Does the same, essentially the same thing.
Oh yeah, gives you humans too, which we actually care about.
Which we care about. And then you could put the hand, like the
and more
land
battlements
into.
than land.
Yeah, and then you could hypothetically get the Writhing Township, and you could make Eldra. I managed to get that to stick around for a little while, got some greaves on it so people couldn't kill it. Holy shit, did I win that game.
Yep.
Oh, baby, did I win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Gideon, ally of Zendikar.
Okay, +1 until end of turn. He becomes a 5/5 human soldier ally, and damage that would be dealt to him is prevented. Sure. You can 0 to put a 2/2 knight ally creature token onto the battlefield.
Neat.
You can -4. You get an emblem that is an anthem. +1
cool.
to your team.
I dig that.
Oh, look at the price tag on this card.
Wow.
4th Aeolingus. Aerolingus.
4th Conolingus.
Yes, sir. Sorcery. White, red, X. $24.
Wow.
Yep.
What do you get for $24, Ryan?
Let's see here. Create X 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste.
Neat.
Also, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to one or more players this turn, you become the monarch.
What? They have trample and haste. You could combine that with a Cather's Crusade or the till end of turn Cather's Crusade creature, and you could win games with that. For sure.
Yes.
Shared Animosity would get you there too. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's $25. It's $25 because it's the Lord of the Rings card.
Well, yeah, and it sees playing another format. I think it sees playing like Legacy, actually.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
well, Monarch matters because you're going to draw a card at the end of turn because of this.
Right.
Because you're going to attack with those guys.
Yeah, but you're going to win the game if you're going to play this piece of shit, wouldn't you?
Not right off the bat. Not in Legacy.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it too is a good many X makers, like X cost token makers, make 1/1s.
Yeah.
This makes 2/2s.
Yeah.
And you could maybe still get 1 damage out of them and kill their guy if they block because these have trample. This card is
trample and haste is
this card is sneakily very strong.
And if you have pumps for them again, like you get ridiculous real quick.
And I don't know about you, but I've been pounded by the Rohan precon.
I never played it.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I tactfully avoid the Lord of the Rings precons. After watching a bunch of the games when you were in Edmonton, it's like I have no interest in playing against this at all.
If you want games to go fast and you want to play precons, play the Rohan one.
Okay.
Because it will pound people's pythons into the carpet.
Chivalric Alliance. There we go.
Enchantment. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Also, 2, discard a card, create a knight. 2/2, Vig, blue, and white. Hey, that's weird.
Call the Cavalry.
Create 2 2/2 creature knights vigilance.
Allied Reinforcements.
Put 2 knight ally 2/2s onto the battlefield.
That's like a sucky version of Call the Cavalry. Because we don't care about allies in this case.
Yes.
We do not.
They're practically the same cards, sorceries that make knights for 4.
But one of them has Vig and one of them has an ally. Vig is better than ally in this case.
Yes, very much so.
So those are our token makers. Now we're going to talk
19 of them. That was difficult for me to get through, man.
All right, let's find stuff with Kellen. We got all these dudes. We got a billion knights. They're all going, oh, look at me. I'm a knight. I'm so tough. And then the little 3-foot tall guy comes walking out with like 8 swords and a bunch of enchantments floating around his head. He's like, hey, guys, let's go fight some dudes.
Let's party. Everybody get buff.
What's he holding? Let's see.
He's got a sword in each hand, and he's clenching one in between his butt cheeks, along with his 5 tutor friends.
He also has unquestioned authority.
Enchanted creature has protection from creatures. That makes him unable to be blocked. Yes. Also, when it ETBs, draw a card.
Thran Power Suit.
Equipment. Equipped creature gets +1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has ward 2. That card's good.
That's a good one.
That card's good. I painted that card on the Facebook auctions.
Every Thursday on our Facebook page.
And it didn't sell for very much. And I'm like, this card's good. Why don't more people want this card? This card is good, people.
It's fine.
That card's good.
Sword of the Enema.
That's the one he's holding in his butt cheek.
Yes.
+1/+1, and whenever a equipped creature attacks, you can search for a land and put it onto the battlefield tapped.
Spirit Mantle.
Ooh, this one's good. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has protection from creatures.
We talked about this one earlier. Skulk Lamp.
When guy dies, draw 2 cards.
Sigiled Sword of Valeron.
Equipped creature gets +2/+0, has Vig, and is a knight in addition to his other types.
That's pretty good.
So now Kellen's going to be a knight. Also, whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 2/2 white knight creature with vigilance that's attacking.
Neat. Sage's Reverie.
Enters the battlefield, draw a card for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's going to draw us 2, 3, 5 cards.
Maybe.
Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura you control that's attached to a creature, which is all of them.
Our second reconfigure card in as many weeks, Rabbit Battery.
Rabbit Battery. Now, are we hitting somebody with the rabbit, or is it giving us some form of energy?
And here's what I like about when you look at the picture, it looks like the lady's like throwing the rabbit at somebody. So maybe it's like Rabbit Battery, like you're beating up the rabbit.
Yes, yeah. Oh, maybe she's beating the rabbit up instead of using the rabbit to beat.
Yeah.
Whoa, this card is deep.
Yeah, this is a deep card.
Equipment, rabbit. Haste. Equipped creature gets +1 and has haste.
Reconfigures for red.
Reconfigures for red.
Madcap skills, baby.
Hey, do you remember when this card was like a standard card?
I do.
Okay. This is an enchantment for red 1. Enchanted creature gets +3/+0 and has menace.
It's pretty good.
Yes.
Lizard Blades. We talked about this one last week.
Yes. Double strike. Equipped creature has double strike, and it's a 1/1 for 2 with reconfigure.
Lion's Sash or Lion's Ass.
Lion's Sack.
Sure.
All acceptable.
Yes.
2-drop, reconfigure for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on Lion Sash.
Yes.
And of course, you can pay 1, or pay a white, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a permanent card, you put a +1/+1 counter on Lion Sash.
So it's kind of a scavenging ooze that you can turn into an equipment,
Yes.
which is pretty cool. Knightly Valor.
Enchant creature. When Knightly Valor enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight creature vigilance. Also, enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance.
Embercleave.
Oh, I love Embercleave. This is the red. This is the red Great Henge, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ooh, let's see if it's as good. Now, I've used Embercleave to win games more often than I've used Great Henge.
Agreed. I am in the
Just
same boat.
throwing that out there.
Yes.
This card leads directly to players, not me, dying.
Yes.
Okay. Red 4, legendary artifact equipment, equips for 3.
Yes.
Flash.
Yes.
That's quite important.
That's the key.
Yeah, that's quite important.
That's the key right there.
This spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. So you declare all your attackers. Let's say it's 4. Embercleave costs red.
Yeah, buddy.
And you can cast it because it has flash.
That's right.
Okay. When Embercleave enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's also
pretty good.
key part of the equation.
Very
It
important.
equips for free. Now, finally, what the hell does this card actually do? Well, equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
So
key.
when I equip this for free onto Lord of Tressorhorn, you immediately die.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, that's fine, whatever. He's got 2 mana. What's he going to cast? Well, it turns out I'm going to hit you for 22.
Turns out it's Embercleave and you're dead.
Yes.
Yes.
That card, very good.
Very, very, very strong.
Now, it does lose a little bit of points because Kellen already has double strike. But,
but-
I'm not splitting hairs. Especially with Embercleave, I'm going to split skulls.
Yes. Cloud Steel Kieran.
This is a reconfigurer, so it's a 3/2, or it's an equipment that flies, and equipped creature has flying, and you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, why not?
That's fine. Just a casual equipment
Platinum Angel.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And the last card might be one of the best cards, All That Glitters.
Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment we control.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Now,
one more card in the deck.
Oh?
One more card in the deck.
Oh, yes.
And it's what we were calling fixed Crater Hoof Behemoth in Moonshaker Cavalry.
Fixter Hoof Behemoth.
Yes.
Fixter Hoof?
Why not? It's a 6/6 flyer for white 5 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain flying and +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control, much like Crater Hoof, which costs the same, but it's green, and they get trample.
Yes. Now, fixed Crater Hoof, because this doesn't give trample, and trample is a lot of the ways how Crater Hoof becomes really good when all your guys are 10/10s. But this also doesn't have haste, so you have to take its 6 or more power out of the equation.
Yeah, well, because it gets bigger too, so it's going to be a 12/12 that
Or
just sits
whatever.
there. Yeah.
Until end of turn.
Which does mean something. That is important.
Now-
when you compare this to a Crater Hoof having haste and giving trample is, I would argue, in a lot of the cases I've seen this card played, better than flying.
I got you one up here. This card is a knight. Moonshaker Cavalry is a knight.
Truth.
That's important. So it might be like an 8/8 or a 9/9 the next turn, which still could win you games because it does fly.
That's true.
That's nothing to be shaked at.
That's true. This one does go back to the old CCO-ism of you're going to pay 8, just win.
Just win. Frick. I would put in, what's the land that you can pay 3 life and then the creature you cast with it gains haste? You know the card. It's from Kamigawa, right? And it's expensive now, I think, right? It's a land. It taps for a colorless. If you cast a creature, the creature gains haste.
Yes.
And you got to like pay 3 every time you use it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a
Hall
thing.
of the Bandit Lord? No, that does do that, but it's older. I don't remember what the hell it is.
No, that's it.
Is it Hall of the Bandit Lord?
It's got to be.
Oh man, I'm so smart.
It's got to be.
I'm
Joe will
the
have it on the
smartest.
screen. He's the best. I would also recommend the artifact lands in here because they actually are really good with all that glitters because it's artifacts you control. Hall of the Bandit Lord is the card.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the card.
Yep, it is. Pay 3 life, add colorless to your pool. If that spell mana was spent to cast a creature, it gains haste.
Yep.
And it's got a fucking cool picture on it.
Oh, it's only $10. It used to be like 30.
That's American. That is 30.
Oh yeah, that is 30. I guess. Yeah. Cool deck.
This is a cool deck. I like this. I'm actually developing a more refined taste, I feel, for Boros decks, even though they are at 201 really attacky decks. I've got one that I really, really, really enjoy playing. It's 03 Sun's Glory, and it's just attacky Boros. Does exactly what Boros is supposed to do, and I have a lot of fun playing it. And looking at this one, even though it's entirely different, it plays like 2 of the same cards, Roar of Resistance and Moonshaker Cavalry. I think that it would be equally as fun to play if you just want to play some dumb idiots and attack with them. And
So-
I'm into that.
You would say that that's a strength and weakness rolled into one.
Agreed.
A little bit attacky, but still fun to play.
Yes.
Okay, other strengths. Tutors in the command zone. This is very much a strength.
Yes.
A reusable tutor that turns into a double striking Voltron that pumps our team.
Let's flip that over. It also is a negative because it adds to the sameness sometimes of games.
Ooh, yeah, tutors in the command zone. If you know that every time I'm going to cast this guy and get all that glitters and then get something that equips to give flying.
Yep. Think Light Paws, where every game with Light Paws is the same game.
Yes.
Every time. And if you play this, I don't want to say optimally, but like if you play this in a certain way, the odds are you're going to have the same first 3 or 4 turns every game. Which is, it is a downside, I think, to any
You
deck.
know what though? Like, I think that does lead to, okay, the reason you don't like to try new foods is because some foods can be extremely inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I think if you apply that theory, like every single potato chip that you eat or Dorito
Yeah.
tastes and is the same thing.
Yes.
But you could eat 20 blueberries and every single one is a different size, taste, color, texture, consistency. Everyone is different, right?
Sure.
Now, if you apply that same kind of thought to a Magic deck, this deck could turn into somebody's comfort zone because you know every single game you're going to have a 2-mana tutor for one of the best cards in your deck, and it leads to comfort in knowing you're never going to have a non-game.
Sure.
Right?
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Every
That is a
time
fair
I'm going to
point.
cast Kellen on turn 2, get a Skull Clamp, make some Night tokens because I've got like 40 Night Makers, and attack with them, and eventually they'll get blocked, or I'll block with them, and I'll draw cards, and every time it leads to a non-game. Or
into an actual game.
an actual game. No non-games.
No, and I guess like
Strength.
The true, and I would like you'd take that back into like the guy playing against who's like, okay, he's playing Kellen, he's going to play Kellen, he's going to tutor for Skull Clamp,
Yeah.
he's going to make 2 nights, he's going to
Yeah.
and it's like it is what it is. Like you can look at it as a strength or a weakness. I personally look at it as like it's samey. I don't like that. But if you're looking for the comfort zone in a game, which I certainly can see as well, cool.
Yes, and you're looking at it from the perspective of playing this deck all the time, playing against this deck all the time.
Yeah.
When you go to a thing like Vegas or Calgary or even your local game store, you're going to move around and play against different decks and pods and people almost every single night, every single time.
Yeah.
Right? So you won't run into it as much as you think.
Maybe.
Strengths and weaknesses. Here we go. Opens up the options for 1-card combos. If you got a tutor in the command zone, you can find stuff that's going to hurt people.
You can get that Ember Cleave pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. can be made very budget. We're going to look at that in a minute.
Yes. Well, this one is pretty budget. This is a pretty
We
budget
talked about a
deck.
couple weaknesses. We're going to move on to budget right now. $286 as is.
And that, again, we've talked about it over the years we've been doing the show. That's right around where your decks are probably going to be unless you're specifically building them to be budget.
Now, peep this. Now, I know it's a knight, but Moonshaker Cavalry feels a little bit Crater Hoof, oops, I win.
Just cut it.
If you don't have it, play a different knight. Or play, what's the enchantment? When your guy comes in, it makes all your other guys bigger.
Cathar's Crusade.
Cathar's Crusade, boom.
Or you could play Dude's Crusade for there's a dude, white 3. Boy, it's really good. And it does Cathar's Crusade, but just till end of turn.
There you go.
Yeah, people hate it less. It's less math. It's less token bullshit you have to worry about.
Boom. Save
so good.
$22.
Yeah. Or you could also play, what's her name? What's the lady's, she's a Cathar. She attacks and you get a soldier or a knight for each other opponent you have that's attacking them, and her bigliness is equal to the number of dudes you have. She's a knight.
Adeline Resplendent Cathar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of our number ones from Midnight Hunt, right?
Yeah, slam her
That
in
card's
here,
good.
man. She's great.
Is she a knight?
I think so.
Sure. Fourth Aerlingus. That card, $22. You probably don't have it, and you probably can't buy it.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find.
Yep. So $24. Cut it. Land tax. This is a 2-color deck, and we've got how many ramp in here? 10, 12, 11?
Yeah, lots of ramp.
Cut it. Land tax. $25.
Yeah, buddy.
Cut them. Stoneforge Mystic. Now, we talked about the price jumps of this card.
Yeah.
Banning and unbanning dates directly correlate to how much this card costs. And currently, it's $28
US.
If we cut all of those cards, we save $100, and this deck costs less than $200.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yep. And you don't really need Stoneforge Mystic, really, because you've already got it on your commander in the command zone every game.
And 4 other tutors in the deck.
Yes.
So you got 5 total if you take Stoneforge Mystic out. And you could put in, what's the other guy that...
But you could play the equipment that's for 1 and it comes into play as a copy of another equipment. There's a bazillion equipments you could play that are good. There's one that
I'm
makes...
thinking about the giant, that Stonehewer Giant.
Stonehewer Giant.
That's got to be less than $28.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a card.
Yeah, but I don't know. It costs, what is it, white 2 and then 2 and tap and...
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Well, hell, you could play a goddamn Lightning Grief or a Swiftfoot Boots.
There you go.
Right? There's lots of stuff you could put in here that your dude can find. There's a sword that makes angels. You don't have to necessarily stick with the knight theme. You could just stick with the token
you
theme.
could play a Halo Fountain, too. That's a card draw spell and a win con.
Yeah.
In a token deck. It's actually really good.
You could play that, what's the white 3... all of the tokens that come into play instead of being knights or 4/4 angels with flying instead. Divine Visitation, that's fun.
Yeah.
Just, psych, I'm not playing shitty knight tribal anymore, bitches. Oh. And
All
then,
knights go to heaven along with my opponent.
there you go, right? All my knights have met God. Now you can too.
You want to meet God?
Oh, hell, you could play Shared Animosity in this deck. It's cheap now.
There you go.
Thank you, Mystical Archives / Enchanting Tales. That card's like 38 cents.
Yeah.
And that card's good.
I know.
in
I
decks
play
like
it. I
this.
play it with petitioners.
And what do you do with it? You beat wholesale ass.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you do. That card's good.
Yep. I think that card should be card of the week.
Week.
Yes.
Shared Animosity?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it should be.
You go over to fusiongamingonline.com, use CCO Summer promo code, and you're going to get a Shared Animosity. You're going to get the Enchanting Tales one. You're going to put it in your Knight deck. I'm talking directly to Drake now.
Yeah.
You put it in your Knight deck, and then every time you attack with all your Knights, they all get +X+O until end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures that share a type.
You're just going to splatter anuses all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. There will be carpet snakes.
Yes. Everywhere.
Carpet pythons.
Carpet pythons all over the place.
Ring apron pythons.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, you're going to do that by getting a discount and a deal when you go to Fusion.
Yes, you are. And you'll be supporting the show, supporting the sponsors, supporting the nation, which everybody wants to do.
You know
and
what?
we appreciate it.
I don't think that we say that enough, that if you don't want to support through Patreon or buying merch, if you just want to buy Magic cards, doing that at Fusion with the promo code supports the show.
Yeah.
And if you want to support the show, that's a great way to do it because you actually get Magic cards out of it.
Yeah, paying less to do something that you're going to do anyway, you're also supporting the show, and you get our gratitude as well. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Drake, for sending in the thing for the deck, for the show today. We're going to be back tomorrow with a bonus episode, and then we're off to Calgary, where we're going to talk about that on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!